Beneath the surface of your adult self lies a timeless echo, the inner child, a fragile yet fierce guardian of your earliest encounters with love. This tender fragment of you doesn't just carry memories. It holds the raw, unfiltered imprint of how you first learned to navigate connection, safety, and worth. If those early moments were shadowed by neglect, abandonment, or conditional affection, your inner child didn't simply move on. They etched a silent creed into your soul. I am not enough. Love is a reward I must earn, or if I falter, I'll be cast aside. These aren't mere thoughts. They're the sacred wounds of a young heart, crystallized into a subconscious lens through which you view every bond. The reflection, Ompt, what early experiences shaped the way I expect love to feel. It is a lantern into this abyss. Perhaps love felt like a tightrope, a performance, or a desperate plea for someone to stay. Your inner child isn't sabotaging you. They're whispering the only truth they knew. Until you listen, they'll guide your relationships like a compass stuck on a broken path. The soul craves the known, even when it wounds us. This is the paradox of the subconscious. It seeks not what heals, but what it recognizes. If your inner child grew up chasing a distant parent's approval, you might find yourself drawn to the emotionally unavailable, hoping, this time, to win the If love was a transaction in your youth, you might overgive as an adult, bartering your essence for scraps of affection. If abandonment was your first heartbreak, you might cling to toxic ties, mistaking intensity for security. This repetition isn't masochism. It's a sacred, albeit misguided, quest for resolution. The inner child believes that by recreating the past, they can rewrite it. Each unavailable lover, each boundary crossed, is a stage for an ancient drama. See me. It's a false control, a ghost of empowerment over wounds too deep to name. These cycles attraction to the distant, self-sacrifice for love, fear-driven. They are the inner child's poetry, written in pain, longing for a new ending. The inner child's influence is subtle, yet seismic, a quiet puppeteer pulling strings you might not see. That ache for validation, that terror of rejection. It's the little one who once waited for a nod of approval that never came. The pull to fix or rescue others. It's the child who learned love means saving someone else at their own expense, avoiding conflict, over-functioning, crumbling boundaries. These are the reflexes of a young soul who equated peace with pleasing, survival with shrinking. These aren't flaws to judge. They're holy signals, flares from a part of you still stranded in the past. They reveal a child who adapted brilliantly to chaos or coldness, now pleading for a new way to belong. To notice these signs is to witness your own resilience and to hear the call to set that child free. Healing is a sacred homecoming, a return to the child you never stopped being. Reparenting begins with presence. Sit with that younger you, see their wide eyes, their trembling hands, and offer what was withheld. Whisper, "You are enough. I'll never leave you. Your heart is safe with me." This isn't fantasy. It's a reweaving of your spirit's fabric. Recognize the pattern. Name it. Not with shame, but with reverence. I see how you protected me. We don't need that shield anymore. Feel to heal. Let the grief rise, the tears fall, the rage burn. These are the waters of purification, washing away the old story. Redefine love, not as a chase or a sacrifice, but as a mutual dance of trust and tenderness. Set new standards, not as punishment, but as a vow. I will only welcome what honors my soul. The affirmation, I release old patterns and create space for healthy, loving connection. It is a prayer, a declaration that you are no longer bound by the past. Healing isn't erasure, it's a resurrection of your truest self. When the inner child rests in your care, love transforms from a battlefield to a sanctuary. It feels like emotional safety, a haven where you're seen without masks, held without conditions. Communication flows like a river, honest and unguarded. Not a game of guesswork or defense. Interdependence blooms as two souls standing whole, side by side, not fused or fractured. Boundaries rise like sacred walls, not to divide, but to protect the beauty within. And love, giving it, receiving it, becomes a fearless exchange, untethered from control or dread. This is love as a mirror of your healed self, steady, radiant, reciprocal. You no longer chase it because you embody it. The inner child, once a seeker of crumbs, now dances in abundance, trusting the love you've cultivated within. If unhealthy relationships have been your story, Release the weight of blame. You weren't flawed. You were faithful to a wound, a child's desperate map to love. But now, the veil lifts. You hold the power to rewrite the script, to cradle that inner child until they no longer need to search outside themselves for worth. In healing them, you heal the lineage of pain, breaking cycles not just for you, but for the generations that follow. You are worthy, not of fleeting affection or half-hearted bonds, but of a love that echoes the divine, whole, unshakable, true. It begins with the tender act of loving your inner child first, a radical, revolutionary choice that calls forth the relationships you were born to claim. You are worthy of real love, and it begins with loving your inner child first. It is a clarion call to the soul. Step into it. The love you seek is waiting, mirrored in the light you ignite within. This elaboration deepens the narrative with a profound, almost mystical lens, casting the inner child as a sacred guide, the patterns as a quest for redemption, and healing as a transcendent act of self-love. It's a journey from wound to wholeness, infused with reverence for the human spirit's capacity to rise. How might you add your own voice, a moment of your own healing, to make this a personal testament? If this video resonated, share one way you're healing your inner child in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and connect with our heart-centered community.